What if you could prove something lives inside you that never dies? Something that outlasts your body, your memory, and even your thought. What if scientists found something so powerful it could change the way we see life, death, healing, and why we're even here? Hi, my friends. I'm Kimberly. Today, I want to take you on that journey. We'll explore how science is starting to match what spiritual teachers have said for centuries. The soul is real. We'll talk about your mind, near-death experiences, and emotional healing. We'll also use things you already believe in, like the wind, black holes, and help you understand things you can't see, but can still feel. By the end of this video, I hope you see just how powerful you really are, and that the hard stuff you're facing isn't the end of your story. The invisible world, wind, black hole, and what we can't see. Let's start something simple. We can't see the wind. We can't see the little air pieces moving around us, but you can see what the wind does. Leaves rustling, flags waving, your hair flowing, even umbrellas flipping inside out. So even though you don't see it directly, you believe the wind is real. Why? Because you see its effects. That's a good reminder. We often believe in invisible things because of the way they affect the world. Now, let's look at something deeper. Black hole. We've never looked right into a black hole with our eyes, but scientists believe they're real because of strong clues. Here's what they do know. Stars move strangely near invisible objects. Something heavy is pulling at them. Black holes bend light. The Event Horizon Telescope showed a black hole's shadow at the center of our galaxy. Ripples in space, when two black holes crash into each other, they send out waves that match what scientists predicted. So, even if we can't see a black hole directly, we trust they're real because of all the evidence that lines up. Now, what if the soul is like that too? Something we can't see, but we can feel by the way it affects our lives. Before I go any further, if you like this kind of content, please like, subscribe, and share this video with someone who may need to see it today. But consciousness. What is consciousness? It's the part of you that thinks, feels, and knows you're alive. It's you. Here's a big mystery science called the heart problem. Was the brain feel like something? Why do we experience colors, emotions, memories? Even though we can track brain activity and study neurons, we still can't fully explain why you feel what you feel. That tells us something. Maybe the brain is the full story. New theories that go beyond the brain. Some scientists are asking big questions. Integrated information theory says consciousness comes from how connected the brain is More connection equals more awareness. Some say the brain works in higher dimensions, like adding more directions to space where new things can happen. One idea is that when the brain's wiring is placed in a higher dimension, consciousness shows up, kind of like how gravity appears in certain space models. These are early ideas, but they all point to something very interesting. Maybe your mind isn't just in your brain, maybe it connects to something more. The dying brain, what happens after death? New research shows that the line between life and death isn't so clear. Some people show strong brain activity after the heart stops. This might mean consciousness doesn't end the way we once thought. It's not proof of the soul, but it does leave the door open. Near-death experiences, when people come back with stories, we get to the part that touches the heart. What is an NDE? Well, it's a near-death experience. It happens when someone is close to dying, like during a heart attack, but then they come back. They often describe things like floating above their body, going through a tunnel, meeting loved ones who passed away, reviewing their whole life, feeling peace, love, and light. And the UVA's division of perceptual studies, researchers call these experiences real and life-changing, even when the brain shouldn't be working. How many people have had one? Well, about 5 to 10% of people say they've had an NDE, a near-death experience. That number goes up to 10 to 23% for people who had a cardiac arrest. In one Dutch study alone, 344 patients, some reported NDEs, even when the brain scans show very little activity. The AWARE study, Dr. Sam Pernia ran a big study called AWARE. They studied people during heart attacks in hospitals in the US, UK, and Austria. Some people reported real sights and sounds while their brain was flatlined. That means something in them was still very aware. What about memory? Near-death experiencers' memories are often just as strong as the real-life memories, sometimes even stronger than their dreams. People often change after an NDE. They become much kinder, less afraid of death, and more focused on their purpose in life. Some people say these stories could be from a lack of oxygen or chemicals to the brain, but even many scientists now say evidence is too strong to ignore. Emotional healing, where the soul shows up most clearly. We've talked about your mind and about near death. Now let's look at how people heal, especially when they feel connected to something bigger. What is transpersonal healing? Well, this type of healing doesn't just treat symptoms. It actually helps people feel meaning, peace, and connection in their lives. People often say they healed the most when they felt like they were a part of something greater, or they were supported by a loving force, like their pain had a purpose. And this doesn't just feel good, it actually changes the body. Less stress, better mental health, and more energy. Healing through story. This is one of the strongest healing tools in your story. When people take hard times and turn them into lessons, they heal faster. Science backs this up. Seeing your life as a journey, not just random pain, helps you grow. Healing through belonging also happens when we feel seen, heard, and loved. Things like eye contact, hugs, shared stories actually change your brain's chemistry. We may call it spiritual, but your body understands it too. Let's bring all this information together and let's now look at what we've just learned. We trust invisible things like wind and black holes when we see strong evidence. Consciousness still can't be fully explained by science. And new ideas point beyond the brain. Near-death experiences show that awareness might continue after death. And deep healing happens when people feel connected to something greater. So, has science proven there's a soul? Is the question. Not in a single experiment, it hasn't. But it's building a pattern, a trail of clues that all point in the same direction. You, my friend, are part of that pattern. Why this matters for you? Well, if you've been going through something hard and if you're feeling lost or alone, please remember this. You are not just your body. You are awareness. You are purpose. You are connection. Your pain doesn't define you. It may shape you and it may also teach you, but it's not the end of your story. When you feel something deeper inside you, that quiet strength, that whisper of love, well, that's your soul. Let it guide your healing. Let it remind you that you're not alone. You matter more than you know. And science is just starting to notice. Thank you for watching today. If this video gave you hope or helped you feel seen, please like, comment, and subscribe. Let's keep exploring these mysteries together. You are more than your day. And you're more than your struggle. You are part of something vast and beautiful. And that, my friend, is something we can believe in. Until next time, kind to yourself, be curious, and always stay open to wonder. You are not alone. Do go find your joy today. And I'll see you in my next video. Thanks so much for watching and spending time with me.